Hello, my beautiful Aquarius. Welcome back to Queen Cup Tarot. I am just shuffling up right now, catching a vibe, getting ready to do your September 2020 tarot readings. For those that are new, welcome. It's a privilege and honor to connect with you, read for you, and of course ascend with you, because that's what we all do here together, Angel Gang Gang. And to those that already know the spiel, I love, miss, and appreciate you guys wholeheartedly. All right. I do have a couple of announcements. So for those that timestamp the reading, please continue to do so prior to the prayer. All right, guys. So okay. I have just launched for you guys the official site for Angel Gang, www.queencup.ca. Very, very excited about that, guys. You guys have been asking for a website for a very long time. But you guys know my Virgo energy, which was totally initiated in this season, which most of you guys are in your Virgo energy, regardless of your horoscope sign. My Virgo energy needed me to build that brick by brick. I build things slowly so that they're sturdy, so that I don't have to keep adjusting the foundation. I can build on the foundation. Not that you won't have to tweak it, you will, but I don't want to have to completely restructure it because I didn't build it properly the first time. That's kind of how I do things, my earth energy. That's why when readers like hate on the Knight of Coins, I'm like, hey, I can be the Knight of Coins. I could be sitting there cautiously with my my endeavors and commitments to life. No, I'm just joking. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, the website is now available to you guys, and there's in the contact section, there's my email and stuff, and a phone number if you have any questions about your orders or anything. But if you guys are noticing any tweaks or anything from the end user perspective with the website, please email me. Especially at the beginning, guys, like I need that. I've done as good as I can, but I'm going to get a lot of feedback once it's finally launched. But I'm also launching on the website, within the shop, the frankincense. I know. 2 years later, what a labor of love. I'm not even a social person, but I can't tell you the amount of people I connected to just off of the sheer fact of frankincense. Long and short, though, guys, I have finally have found the combination of quality and quantity, okay, and price that allows me to get it to you guys, get enough to get it to you guys, okay? So I'm very excited. It's a beautiful blend. Each jar is blended with 2 species of frankincense. It's the Kartiri, sourced from Africa, and then the Serrata, which is sourced from India directly, okay? So the quality is very, very high. Both of them have really high medicinal properties. I'm going to do a whole live talking all things frankincense, talk to you a little bit about my journey, why I love it, what interests me, a little bit about what I know, actually, like with regards to the research and stuff about it. And yeah, answer any questions you guys might have about smudging, and then actually show you guys a little bit how to smudge for the newbies who are used to burning either sage sticks or those little frankincense sticks. It's very different burning on charcoal. Okay, you have to use different things. You can light a sage bundle and rest it virtually anywhere without it really burning, unless it's paper or plastic or something like that. Where with that charcoal, I could crack this table if I left this charcoal sitting on there long enough, right? So anyway, so I'm going to do a whole little live to show you guys, but I'm really, really excited about the launch of not just the website, but the frankincense. All right, guys, I'm still offering daily, weekly content over on Patreon for those that really vibe. It's not just the content, but myself. We gather over there and we ascend together on a daily, weekly basis, talking about all kinds of shit. All right. And yeah. Okay. I just feel you guys, it's like my baby. Like I feel a little bit shy, excited, nervous. Anyway, I'm going to move on into your downloads and into prayer now, okay? The energies I was getting coming into your reading, and I don't know if this is you or somebody you're having to deal with closely, even if it is in the workplace. This would be like a direct colleague or direct report or something like that. Or this is a partner or a friend. Like I said, if it's not you. But Aquarius, I'm tapping into somebody who because it's not that they're not listening to their shadow or their higher self. They're not in union with their head and their heart. So I feel like, actually, no, it's the higher self. Either way, somebody is coming off as being bipolar because they're trying to balance their head and their heart. They're trying to balance their higher self and their lower vibrational self. Okay. So if this is somebody who's struggling with putting their head and their heart on the same page, they're not acknowledging that. So they aren't aware of the imbalance within them. So they're now projecting it externally to them. Their behavior might come off like, one minute they're super cold, practical, logical, not connected within, like not feeling like the person has empathy for you. And then one minute they are totally available emotionally and have tons of empathy. This is somebody who is trying to balance their head and their heart, both that you're experiencing from somebody, or if this is you collective, somebody might not understand that you are struggling between what you're thinking and how you're feeling, or the lower vibrational part of your existence and the higher one, meaning you're super optimistic, happy, and then the next minute you're not. And I'm not really talking about the next minute. Like, I'm not speaking about people who have medical chemical imbalances in their brain. But again, I believe chemical imbalances are reflective of the ascension journey and what we need to do to balance ourselves, whether within the mind, body, or the soul. You know what I mean? So either way, I'm not a medical doctor, guys. You guys know. You guys are like, we know. I love you guys. I fucking love you guys. I'm just saying that to somebody on the outside who isn't not ascended, but who doesn't understand human behavior, might assume that this person isn't well. And what isn't well is just they're experiencing an imbalance, right? I personally feel like this lack of understanding is coming from the person with the imbalance, meaning they're projecting it outside of themselves, and other people are going, what's wrong with you? Or you collective are going to somebody, what's wrong with you? The vibe was just this, and now it's just this. Or you were saying this, and now you're saying this, right? Somebody's using their heart chakra to speak from here, and then one minute they use their heart chakra to speak from here. But that's what happens when you're not in union with your head and your heart. The things that you say are going to seem like they're coming from two different places instead of one and the same, right? It's like having to get dinner from two different places instead of one spot. I don't know where that came from. I don't even know why. Is anybody else that picky that needs to get like... Anyways. Now I'm hearing catering. Some of you guys are caterers and competing to get into a job. Some of you guys are vetting caterers for a certain event. The food's really important. As Italian and a Jamaican, like, food is absolutely important to keep an ambiance alive. Like, it keeps a vibe. Anyway, we're gonna get back into, so yeah, that was just the Aquarius. That was just the only energies I was getting coming into your reading, was somebody maybe finally understanding or gaining compassion, or totally not understanding somebody's polarings between their higher self, their lower vibrational self. Like I said, being super optimistic, happy, and then not feeling that way next week. It's somebody trying to level themselves out, find a middle ground, because both parts of their experience exist, right? So that's where I get weird about, like, be mindful about, and I have to be careful because I'm not advising anybody not to take any medications and go to a doctor and get the help that they need. But I feel like with regards to certain mental illness, dealing with my own mental illness, I feel like a lot of it was just a reflection of my spiritual voids and pain and wounding and trying to ascend from that, and my existence of the highest vibrational part of my existence to the lowest one, and all of this, right? So as I started healing, that there really healed a lot of the mental illness that the depression, the anxiety. I went within and found the root cause, and then used my light and Empress energy to heal that. And then my masculine energy to protect me from being wounded these ways again. Like, there's this, right? So I healed a lot of my, and then my spiritual ascension, ascending even my shadow. right? It healed the mental, like a lot of people think they're sick in their mind when they go through their dark night because they're resisting the reality about the darkest parts of them, Aquarius. So that you'll feel crazy. If you deny your existence for good or for bad, you're going to feel crazy. You're going to start looking crazy too, right? But we're moving into a time where we're going to have a lot of compassion for this because we understand people are going to be less ashamed about their own mental illness and stop being so like, you know what I mean, weird about it, because I don't know anybody, especially in Western civilizations like Matrix, that don't suffer from these things. But anyway, 5 of Wands, 6 of Cups, and the Ruler of Wands. Some of you guys want to start foundations or get into some kind of philanthropy surrounding mental illness, because that energy really came in. Some of you guys have really healed your own mental illness and did it in a more holistic way, whether it's through ascending the body, through healthy eating and lifestyle, doing the inner shadow work, ascending the spirit, healing the heart chakra, purging the mind, healing the mind. Like, you want to offer that to people. Some of you might be, because I was getting a lot of grants and stuff, like people trying to get grants, like this proposal, 3 of Cups energy could really be about, you know, contracts surrounding monies and grants, and not so much loans. Yeah, no loans. Grants, loans, even though they're very different, but it's coming in as abundance that you want to use to invest in some kind of community outreach. Some of you guys are bidding for a contract for money. You're bidding for money. Strength to some of you guys. You just need to believe in what it is that you're doing, and you will gain the abundance you need to further fuel it. Sometimes though, collective, you might feel resistance trying to do things outside of yourself, because sometimes, for example, you might try to help and you might feel resistance and go to God, why aren't I getting support trying to help the collective the way I am trying to help them? And it's usually because what you're downloading about wanting to help is something you need to offer yourself first. Now, all of a sudden, you're trying to offer yourself the same healing you want to go out and offer within philanthropy. Okay, whether it's helping, you know, people with mental illness or sexual abuse, or, you know, lower income family, whatever it is, you guys want to offer this help to people. But always identify the help you want to offer is a reflection of either the help you need, the help you're currently offering to yourself, or the help that you need to. So that's where there's a lot of people who are in mission who feel like they don't want to help people anymore, and they don't understand why. It's because you need to go and help yourself only to heal those wounds and be back out in philanthropy, helping the masses and feeling that. Because a lot of people, especially light workers, have a deep need to help people outside of themselves. It's what's rooted in the DNA of light workers, the Isis gene. You know what I'm saying? The Christ consciousness, right? So you guys want to live that out. But if you're doing it from a low vibrational place, meaning you're helping people, you're projecting the healing and the help that it is that you need, that you do not offer to yourself. So these are teachers that hate their job and you don't understand why they're teachers. These are doctors that are mean and you don't understand why they're in a position to help people if they feel this way, because there is something they need to offer to themselves. And the more you ignore that, the more you're going to hate helping other people and not understand why and pretend that that's not the case. Because you know your nature is to want to help people, but the lack of nurture is going to stop you from wanting to help people, collective. So yeah, some of you guys need to be mindful, because you're like, I don't know why I can't. I'm trying to help people and I'm trying to help. It could even just be one person. It doesn't have to be a nation of people or a community or a whole group. It could be one person that you're trying to help, and you feel like it could even be in relationships, collective. You attract people that you can offer the healing, support, sensitivity, compassion that it is that you need. The problem is they can't offer it back to you because you attracted somebody who doesn't have it, because you need to offer it to them. If this is making any sense, okay, I'm going to move on. That's a heavy download. Had me like foaming at the mouth a little bit, but I don't know. You know what it is with Aquarius? You guys are very a lot of Aquarius I read for are very high intellectual. You guys are highly intelligent emotionally and mentally. Just because maybe Aquariuses might struggle with tapping into how to live that emotions out in the 3D doesn't mean that Aquariuses are only cerebrally intelligent. They're emotionally intelligent because the head and heart are linked within nature, even if you haven't been nurtured to live with them in union, making decisions with them in union. Some of you guys are going to need to, you don't know, some of you guys were getting maybe feedback about this up and down kind of behavior, and it's needing to look within so that you can explain to somebody. Both of what you're experiencing exists. I am trying to balance out how I'm feeling, what I'm going through, what I'm thinking. You know, some of you guys need to ask for a little bit of, I'm hearing ask for the respect to get a little bit of space to balance yourself out. The problem is some of you guys are just projecting. You're not aware that you're living out a spiritual battle. Anyways, we're going to go into prayer, Aquarius. I feel really long-winded. Like, I know I'm usually long-winded, but I feel like somebody might have a lot that they haven't said to you, Aquarius, and it might come out like ba 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 ba. And it's not that they're not trying to hear you. It's just that they have a lot of pent up information that they feel they want to say to you. Now, Aquarius, if this is you, you need to be mindful that you are tapping into the empathy of the person that you're talking to, even though you have a deep need to communicate. It's like Aquarius is saying, I have a lot I need to get off of my chest. That's fine, Aquarius. But while you're talking, you need to allow your heart to be open so that you can empathically, intuitively feel the person and the end user experience of what you're saying, how somebody's feeling. Maybe they don't want to hear it anymore. So now you need to be aware if you're talking on deaf ears. Somebody feels hurt by what you said. You need to maybe pull back and acknowledge that. Yes, I know this might hurt you, but please understand that it's coming from, right? Like, it's having that intelligence, using both intelligence, but not feeling weak when you tap into your heart chakra intelligence, because maybe it's been taken advantage of in the past. The Eight of Swords, this is being trapped in your mind. Some of you guys are telling me that you can't express yourself to somebody, and you're giving me all of the reasons why they wouldn't want to hear it. And I think it's just an excuse for why you don't want to communicate something from a more tender place. Like I said, you're used to communicating. I'm tapping into Aquariuses that have a very open throat chakra, so they don't have any problem communicating. The problem is their throat chakra is heavily connected to only their third eye and their crown chakra. It's not connected to the heart chakra, meaning your throat chakra doesn't feel as comfortable communicating from here as it does from here, which is where I think Aquarius feels trapped. So I'm not talking about a lack of intelligence from here, Aquarius. I'm talking about your throat chakra and where it feels comfortable communicating from. Okay? Anyways. Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now, please allow me to communicate clearly with the collective sign of Aquarius, all the messages that are in their greatest good, surrounding their material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to them, their personal ascension and development, and any other messages that you deem worthy at this time. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, for everything you do for me and the collective on a regular. All the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you. So glory be to the Most High, forever and ever. Amen. I'm using the Weaver Tarot, the Thread of Fate's Weaver Tarot. It's really nice. The quality of cards is really good. And I like that it's just like symbols and animals, and like it's easy to be able to just channel off of those kind of cards, right? But anyway, I heard road trip. Some of you guys are taking a road trip. Some of you guys want to avoid trying to fly somewhere. You don't want to fly, but I feel like some of you guys made a road trip out of it. So there's other people. It feels exciting. It feels like it's a part of the vacation. It doesn't seem like a annoying detour that somebody has to take because they can't fly. So it feels fun. Oh, that's why the road trip came out. That's why the road trip came out. Some of you guys are you're doing something entrepreneurial, like you might be packing up to leave. You're packing, I'm getting the dialogue of packing up everything and leaving, but it's for a job or for a personal career endeavor. Like this is going to make you want to explore entrepreneurship, or you want to explore something independently, but you're taking a risk. And I think some of you guys are temporarily moving. Some of you guys are staying with somebody in another state, city, or country because you want for work. There's some kind of work related, but you're not moving there fully yet. You guys are trying to sample out a new logistical place. It's like you were thinking about living somewhere, but before actually living there, you want to spend a little bit more time than a vacation. You want to get a lay of the land before you actually relocate somewhere, and somehow you guys found somewhere to stay. I'm hearing Airbnb. Okay, that's for some of you, but I'm actually getting like some of you, it's like a family member, a friend that you have that relocated that might have told you they wanted you to come with. Like for some of you, you might have had a friend that went to school or took a job opportunity abroad, and there was an opportunity for you to go with them then and you didn't. And now you're at a phase of your life where you want to go. Nine of Cups, you're at a phase of your life, a really good phase of your life where you feel confident enough to do something like that, like something that your friend did. For some of you, it's even something like teaching abroad, which is super cool. I did that very shortly, but I wasn't the greatest teacher in the sense of like curriculum wise, but the kids loved me. We sat down and talked about life. Like, and then the principal would come and I would start spewing some shit. It was funny. But yeah, either way, some of you guys feel good about doing it now, and it seems like the opportunity still stands. You might still have a friend that's doing great down there and is like, yeah, I've been telling you to come, let's go, like calm down. But some of you guys are still being hesitant. You're not fully committed. I'm getting like Page of Pentacles. You're committed to sampling out the area. You want to see if you could live somewhere longer term or permanently. All right. The High Priestess. Okay. Nine of Cups. Some of you guys intuitively know that something fell in your favor. There is the Sovereign of Swords and then the Eight of Wands. Some of you guys know that some of you guys don't want to jinx it, and you don't want to, set yourself up to be disappointed. But some of you guys know that you have good news coming your way, that you were picked for something like a job, like the job is yours. Even though you're going through a process, your intuition is telling you it's good news, and it looks like that's exactly what comes to you. So here's a boss that's delivering good news to some of you that you intuitively knew was coming. This is intuitively knowing that something is going to take off, intuitively knowing something is going to be successful, intuitively knowing that what it is you're downloading is going to happen, so that it's almost like the divine could be telling you that the worst is behind you, and you intuitively grounding yourself in that knowing, and then certain things coming to you that kind of reconfirm that. So if you were struggling with career, I feel like you guys got certain opportunities and committed to them, but are still feeling like the rug could be pulled from underneath you, that you might fail, that you're still going to go through a lot of turbulence. I'm hearing turbulence on the flight. Some of you are driving because you're afraid of turbulence, but anyways. I feel like turbulence with how you're feeling, and I feel like you're afraid of that, and I feel like the divine is trying to tell you that you intuitively, and there are like there's practical things that are showing you that you are in a clear, like almost like if you look out the window, you'll be able to see that, I don't know if that's how it works with turbulence. I think it's more wind than it has to do with clouds and shit. But anyways, it's more so there's going to be things that are indicative that that's what it is. The Six of Swords energy. It's like the Six of Swords moves from dark energy into lighter energy. This indication, this Eight of Wands energy, is that light. When you hit calm waters and you start hearing birds chirping and there's mist on the top of the water and the sun's coming out, and you know that you're out of that night before where it was a storm and you were afraid you weren't going to make it to the morning. And now it's morning. And you're still kind of a little bit shell shocked or afraid, or saying, what if the rains come again? What if they do? Some of you guys are not enjoying some of you guys are anticipating the worst, and it's taking away the shine and the luster of the good life you're living right now, or the positive things that are coming in. The fear of the turn. So you guys are very practical in saying, you know, there's always the ups and downs, the peaks and the valleys. This is you at a peak looking down, being like, all right, are we getting ready to go down there? Instead of enjoying the peak and the view and the air quality and all of that. Right? So it's anticipating, it's like, it's needing to really be in the present. Okay? But yeah, anyways, let's carry on. I feel like there's some good news coming into Aquarius, which was good because for some signs, there was good and bad news that was coming that was trying to expand the reality of people, getting them to understand that good and bad things can exist in your life without taking away from each other. It's like coming into the polarings, this whole yin and yang thing. It's like everything is about the yin and yang for me. I can't, it answers everything for me. I don't know. Anyway, there's the yin and the yang, the moon cycles as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12. Something about a year. 12 moons. The blue moon. Oh, I might do a live about the blue moon. Because once in a blue moon, right? The blue moon. I think it's at the end of September or some shit. I was talking about it with my uncle. It's a rare event, but I think it happens every like year and a half or some shit. I think the last blue moon we had was like 2 years ago, I think. I'm not sure. Whoa, the 10 of Cups. So somebody went from the 9 of Cups to the 10 of Cups. What is this? The 5 of Cups. Okay, I was getting this a little bit in the Cancer reading, a little bit with regards to like in the Cancer reading, it was somebody pretending that they didn't want, like somebody returned back from the past and then they were pretending that they didn't want, that they weren't still connected, thinking about them or wanting them, and then going into the chaser position when that person goes, okay, and then goes off. Right? So this runner chaser bullshit, a lot of it came in the readings, but in different ways. So a lot of people are ending that. A lot of people are going from being the chaser to the runner, only to initiate that again because there's like this cycle. And then there's people who are stopping running. Like that's what I mean. They're ending the running, but for different reasons. But here it's kind of coming in almost like you might have, okay, I'm tapping into some Aquariuses that went through a conflict resolution, but they're still struggling to drop it. So this is somebody coming into union with a friend, getting back together with their partner, something of this nature, but not being able to let go of the conflict. So that's where that polaring energy, right? So this is somebody who might logically know that they're like logically came to a conflict resolution. So the Queen of Swords in you being like, okay, yeah, I'm cool. We can move forward. But maybe the Queen of Cups energy in you is like, no, I'm not savvy with this. Or the Queen of Pentacles in you is like, no, this isn't grounded enough for me. I don't actually, feel good. So there is a reconciliation that occurs, but I don't know how much in union these people are actually. So if this is a friend, this was, you had a long conversation with them and then you're still feeling withdrawn from them, or they're still feeling withdrawn from you. If they're still feeling withdrawn with you, and Aquarius, you're like, I thought we talked about this. I thought we came to a good place. It's probably because they didn't communicate something. They held something back, or they feel differently or are processing what it is that you communicated in that conversation with regards to a conflict resolution, getting on the same page with somebody, going through some kind of argument, coming to a resolve, right? But it just seems like that energy of, are we good? Yeah, we're good. All right. And I don't feel like it's a lie. I don't feel like it's malicious. I don't feel like somebody's trying to manipulate somebody. I feel like they're trying to get past it and they're ignoring what it is that is still bothering them. This could be somebody who isn't realizing how hurt and how hurt they are by something that occurred in the relationship because they don't want to leave it. So now the part of them that doesn't want to leave the relationship is going to be happy and lovey. And then the part of them that is still wounded by this shit and is angry and wants to get the fuck out of the relationship is going to act like that. And that partner is going to go, what the fuck? Right? So that's where this polaring's coming in. Some of you guys might have to have another discussion after a discussion you had about a conflict. So it doesn't matter if somebody thought, well, I thought we talked about this, or I thought we were over it. It's like needing to really step into it. Because people tried this conflict resolution, but the resolution that I was tapping into was karmic, meaning wrapping up an entire karmic cycle. So these arguments and these kind of conflicts don't touch these people anymore. They're more advising people of these conflicts, navigating through these conflicts instead of having to work through them because they don't understand and they have to learn the lessons. So that's where somebody didn't actually resolve the karmic conflict, which is usually when somebody doesn't know how to speak from here. So you guys were talking about conflict, or somebody was talking to you and resolving conflict, but they were only allowing their throat chakra to communicate from the head, which is where they feel very comfortable communicating from. Or this is you, Aquarius. With regards to this kind of conflict resolution, 5 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, this is where the heart chakra will need to tap into here. Speaking about the true disappointment. A lot of people don't like to tell somebody how much they disappointed them, because what they really don't want to admit, their ego doesn't want to admit, is how impactful somebody is to them. How much, because that means that that person has power over them, or at least that's what the ego will tell people, instead of embracing the positive impact that people have on us. Right? If that made any sense. I don't know. 8 of Cups. I don't know. We're going to move on from that. All right, guys, thank you, my beautiful Aquariuses. Like, share, subscribe. Daily, weekly content. Your girl's over on Patreon. www.queencup.ca. I did my own SEO. Like I said, I used Wix, but I got a bare template. And I literally did the SEO and everything myself, so it'll take time for me to actually just be searchable in Google. You'll actually have to type me in your web browser, but whatever. I got the website. I did it. All right? .ca for all the Canadians. Also, I wasn't trying the bid for the .com. I have other plans for the .com. Anyway, let's see what else. The Magician. Let's go into the Lenormand. Some of you guys are there's something surrounding a living situation and a job, and it's complicated. It's almost like where you live is dependent on where you work, but where you work needs to, I don't know. Some of you guys are, the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you guys are trying to manifest another work opportunity. Or because of logistically where you live. I don't know. I feel like that's what you're saying. I don't know. Like, we're going to move on from that. It's like I didn't know how to help that. I didn't even know how to read that. Okay. Yeah, and these are the stacking stones. These are really good. If you want to do it the getaway, if you want to smudge the getaway, I have these stacking stones available. I soak them, wash them, and polish them with avocado or coconut oil, but if you don't want it, just say I'm allergic, and then I won't put any oil. You can polish your own stones. But this is the getaway of doing it. But then I also, it's out there. I actually have urns, little burner bowls for you guys. They're really beautiful. They're made out of ceramic, and they have like a little metal cage on top, so the smoke gets out good, but it's fully enclosed, which is really nice. So I offer those on there too. Okay, but that's the getaway, and they're like $1 a stone. They give you like 3 or 4 stones. The six of wands and the 4 of wands equals the 10 of wands. I heard I'm free. Somebody came out of financial, this could be financial freedom. Somebody's no longer in debt. So somebody now can move forward and do what it was. I feel like some of you felt like you were incredibly burdened by some kind of financial obligations or debt that you had. So you weren't able to live a certain lifestyle that you wanted to. You were constantly having to pay back the piper. I'm hearing some of you guys feel free now. You've cleared up a debt, so you're dropping the burden. You can start over now. Some of you guys are rebuilding your credit. Some of you are dropping the burden of having to rely on other people to sign things for you because you had bad credit. You've now cleared up your credit and are now able to fully independently sign off on yourself. Others of you, I am getting a trip to Asia. Like, I actually am seeing the Asian decor. This is the card of luxury, number 41, but it's also the Four of Wands. But I am seeing like travel to Asia. Some of you guys find out that you have like, you're part Japanese or Chinese or Asian. You found that out and you want to actually go travel there. For some of you, you found that out like a couple years ago and you're actually considering living somewhere, like living in like where your family or your ancestors are from or something. I am getting a lot of relocation energy for Aquarius. Some of you guys are, I'm seeing like a couple take a trip, like they're going to splurge. I see two people taking a trip to splurge. It's like they're doing it for themselves. They don't care. I'm hearing, I don't care about the money. There's the Three of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. This is somebody celebrating a commitment. So these are the wave. There's a bunch of people who signed contracts, agreements. They were in negotiations, whether relationships or jobs. And this is the group I'm tapping into who signed off on this. They love themselves. They put their head and their heart on the same page to communicate from the throat chakra exactly what it is that they want. So they got it. And here they are realizing collective that they made the right decision for them and they can drop the burden. The worst is behind them. But it's off of your decisions, the good decisions you made for yourself, the alignment. These look like alignments, like a Dudley lock. You have to go and then douche, it opens. That's what I see right now. A Dudley lock. You unlocked a happier, more abundant path. Guys, of course, there's going to be peaks and valleys, but enjoy where you're at or enjoy when you get here, because this could be this could be coming in and this whole message could be a reminder not to blow it. Like, don't ruin the good times in your life because you're anticipating or stuck on the bad times of the past or anticipating the hard times of the future. It's the point. Because when you're down, it's very hard to imagine the good days, right? Yeah, we're moving into a time when we are down and out. Our strongest people are going to be optimistic and see tomorrow and see it as being bright. Even if all the odds are saying tomorrow's going to be another dark day. Yeah, I feel like you guys are just, I'm tapping into some people who are going through, like they're in a good time of their life. Like this could be somebody who realizes they're like they actually are committing to a partner. Like this is somebody who is invested and they're now struggling because they're anticipating the worst. Some of you are, your partners, like you're manifesting the worst in our relationship. Like you're manifesting these arguments. I'm getting a lot. Oh, it's because we're at the end of this reading. Okay. I'm going to pull now, the Seven of Hearts. And then the Sixes. See? The King of Hearts. So that heart plus the seven is the 8. The Three of Cups. That's the 10. Somebody's no longer confused about you, or you're no longer confused about the person who wants you to move forward with them. So I think you guys really superseded the energies of last month that was getting you to ignore how it is you truly feel. because there was confusion and you overcame that confusion with the Six of Swords. That's moving forward away from the dark waters, which was confusion, illusion. I don't know. I can't see. And moving forward, like I just see you guys overcame that energy we were tapping into last month. So there's forward movement, I feel. And this could be all internally, wondering, why can't I manifest? Why can't I manifest? Well, it was because there was still this confusion internally. So the minute you clear it up internally and you move forward with an inner knowing, all of a sudden that inner knowing manifests. And now you, collective, are going to be in a position to negotiate this contract in the 3D. A lot of you guys did a lot of negotiations in the 5D. A lot of you guys signed contracts, meaning you were out on YouTube and tarot or getting readings telling yourself you knew who it was you were supposed to move forward with. Even if they weren't in your life. This is saying, I know who my divine masculine is. I know. But there is no divine masculine or feminine in this person's life. So that's what I mean about these contracts were signed, that there was a lot of negotiations and reallocation of contracts in the 5D. So a lot of you changing your mind, collective, which is exactly why you didn't manifest in the 3D, because you kept changing the order. So the chef didn't push nothing out of the kitchen because you kept saying, can you add this? Can you add this? So the chef's just like, let's wait 20 minutes. She's going to make a bunch of amendments and we'll maybe have the order then. Like, it's like the divine really wanted you to be sure about what it is you wanted. Or for others of you, you played that energy out already. It's now playing out third dimensionally, and you had to go within to determine that this was really what you wanted, because it was being presented to you in a certain way that was like, yes, this is good, but you really had to look within. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit, your reading was very draining. Not in a bad way. You guys aren't draining. It was just the amount of information and the complexity of me trying to articulate everything that's coming towards Aquarius and coming out of Aquarius. So it's like Aquarius is already complicated and complex. Your throat chakra functioning from here. Now Aquarius is tapping into their heart chakra and communicating from a place of union of head and heart. It's more complicated to read for you guys because you guys are ascending, right? Anyways, fate and love. It's fated and it's destined, and you need to ground yourself in that. But you guys also need to be very real with yourself that a lot of the reason why something for a lot of you love hasn't come in is because you keep changing your mind. What matters to you, what you need, and then you don't need it anymore, and then you have to have it, and then it's not important, and just this is important, and then it's you have ascended to meet where fate is at. Fate's not coming to you, collective. You're making your way to fate, destined and fated events because of the decisions you made to embark. Remember, I told you where free will and fate meet. It's these paths, fam. You pick the path, but what's destined and fated on it is all a matter of the divine, which is why time is in divine hands. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, time is not an illusion. The only illusion is us thinking we know anything about time or that we control it. Time is not an illusion. The divine runs time. Okay? And you guys are about to see that with these destined and fated events. It's time. I'm hearing it's time. But you need to understand that why time had to be taken. And it wasn't for your divine partner to get it together and meet you where you're at. It was for you to meet your version of love where it's at. To ascend to your dreams so that they can actually be reality. Anyway, I heard somebody be like, why are you yelling at me? I don't know, Aquarius. The energy in your reading is so like, wow, like, and it's not even nighttime. And I'm going to wrap up your reading. I love you guys, okay? And until the next time I see you, please keep letting your inner angels live. All right? Ciao.